Okay, yeah, really, really proud of the win. A unique day with obviously the delay, the time difference, kind of all that. And I thought, I give our team a lot of credit that they handled it well. Strength staff, nutrition staff did a really good job, keeping these guys prepared, fed, kind of ready to go. And I give our team a lot of credit because even during the delay, it was like a lightning strike, like every few minutes just kept pushing it back, and we were trying to get our guys to get off their feet. And honestly, they were like so pumped and ready to play. We actually had to like calm them down, so that I thought they mentally just really stayed into it the entire time. It was like, we don't really even care what time the game starts. Just let us know, we're going to be ready to go. And I thought that was the mentality throughout the entire locker room. And so proud and excited about that. There were some big momentum plays in the game. We made some. We had to withstand a few, and I thought our guys kept their poise and did a really good job executing in some critical situations. Made some big plays. Obviously, Jaw's big fumble return was probably the single biggest play of the game. And really proud of it. Proud of the way we played defensively, just how impactful we are. We gave up, kind of the one was kind of a fluke play that we actually snuffed out and probably should have been a pick six. And so, even despite that, we made plays. We still have a few penalties that we have to clean up, but we're very, very impactful. Offensively made some big plays, but didn't play quite as clean as we would expect to play, and had a few other opportunities to close it out. But particularly proud of the last drive, and we chewed a lot of clock. I don't know exactly what it was, but we chewed a lot there at the end. So that was good to see us as a team just finish a game on the road. So road games in a conference like this are tough. They always are. You're going to get an opponent's best shot, and it's cool to walk in here and get our first conference win, our first road win, and looking forward to what's ahead.
What did you see different from the team when you're in the fourth quarter, you kind of get down to crunch time? Just mentally, did you see any differences compared to maybe last year in the same situation?
Oh, I don't know if I want to compare it. I thought, I felt like we were ready, and they knew we were ready for the moment, and they didn't flinch, even though, we had a couple of bad series offensively, and again had the one kind of crazy play on defense on the throwback screen. It's like we just kind of mentally stayed into it. I just never felt like we panicked, got upset. I thought our guys really stayed in the moment. I just felt like they were physically and mentally ready the entire way. And so, we weren't perfect, but just it felt like we brought a real complete team in here. Not, again, a lot to go, a lot to get better at, but just you walked in here, and throughout the game, even at the end, like you have confidence on all sides that those guys are going to get their job done.
Coach, on that penalty that was called when the player was trying to go to block the punt, he went straight up and got launched over. What was the explanation?
Yeah, it's an iffy one, because if they jump directly over a shield guy, it's a penalty. Now, and I saw one replay of it. You can go straight up, and then if they come up at you, it's not a penalty, and you can jump through a gap as long as you're not directly over them. So I'll have to see it again. It was obviously a big play in the game because essentially it was a turnover. So we got to do a better job of that. We can't have third down stops by our defense and then put them right back out there.
Coach, 4 for 4 on fourth down, very ambitious, but it worked out for you. What did you see on those plays?
Yeah, I thought we were confident in our execution. The guys made plays. We felt like if we got in some of those situations, and we, like you said, we ended up in a lot of them, that's what we were going to do, and we were going to be aggressive. And yeah, guys made plays. I mean, at the end of the day, those are crunch time plays. Your guys got to step up and make plays, and we did.
How do you go about nutrition and fueling after a 3-hour delay or during a 3-hour delay?
Yeah, it's unique just because the way the game time hit. It was like not quite early enough to eat a full breakfast, but then we had a game meal at like 11:15, 11:30. And then you get down here and you're thinking it's not going to be a delay. Just look at the weather, and then all of a sudden it gets worse. And good thing Rachel Suba and our team were prepared. They were prepared. It looked like a damn grocery store in there. So we listen, this game could just be kicking off, and we'd all be fat and happy and ready to go.
Coach, you got the knockout blow from Bishop Fitzgerald in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
How happy were you to get that knockout blow, and was there any frustration that one didn't come sooner?
You just play the game. Like if there was frustration that one didn't come sooner, then we didn't listen to the way we were coached. So you just play the game. It's a game. Unique things are going to happen. Like I said, we had a few penalties that I know. Again, we know we gotta do better. Had 2 sideline interference ones. One that caused me to screw up not going for 2 when we were up, I think 20 at the time. So they're 19 at the time. So yeah, we all had some errors. We all got to get better, but you just got to keep playing. That's just the nature of the road. Like it's it's just part of it, and you got to withstand it. And I thought our guys did not flinch.
For John and Jayden, what was that delay like for you guys? What were you doing during that whole time?
Shoot, we had no expectations coming in here, but we were ready for everything. So, like Coach said, and Rachel Subo and the staff were just did such a great job preparing us, getting us ready to go out there and play our butts off.
Good job.
We, as a team, we practice a lot of sudden change situations, and whatever gets thrown at us, we're ready to attack it. So whatever happens, we just play type of mentality.
Did that delay keep your legs fresh for that run at the end?
Really, I didn't even remember the play happened. I just looked up and seen the ball fall down. I said, "Oh snap!" And we kind of just went with instinct, you know.
Is that the fastest you've ever run in your life?
Nah. We have a couple clips in practice, you know, transition, running to the ball is kind of our emphasis on defense. So.
What was it like on the sideline after that play?
And you know, it was my brothers, man. You know, we brothers support each other. You know, I had my family on the sideline supporting me. I had the fans. You know, it was awesome.
Look at what went through your head when you saw him with the ball.
Just hold on to it. Yeah. His ball security at the end left a little something to be desired. But yeah, what a huge play. I mean, just to have the ability to hang on to that and then to return it all the way to the house was awesome. So yeah, that's exactly what I thought, that Jamaal Jarrett was going to have a 70-yard interception return here. But big time play by the big guy here. He's been cool. He's been awesome in our locker room. He's had a great spirit ever since he walked in the doors of our program. So I think obviously it was a big play in the sideline. So program.
What do you see from Kamari on that play as well?
I need to see it on the iPad a little bit. I saw the beginning of it. I was watching coverage, and then all of a sudden I see the ball up in the air. So I don't know that I'm educated enough yet to comment on it.
Coach, what were your thoughts on the pass rush tonight?
It was good. It was good. I mean, we heated them up. I know, Danton got to the point where we feel like we didn't have to call pressures. Obviously, we called a few, but we didn't have to call pressures to get there. We did a pretty good job in the run game too, but it was impactful. And against a group like that that does so much in the run game and RPO game and all that, it's important that they feel that pass rush, because that they can take that away from you if you're not too careful. So yeah, it was impactful, and it was consistently impactful throughout the entire game.
Obviously, you guys had 3 interceptions, but in terms of the secondary, Purdue was able to get over 300 yards through the air. What did you think of that, the performance on the back end?
Well, some of it, I mean, they got in a point where we got up enough that it became that type of game a little bit. So, I mean, we had a couple of times, obviously, that we were agonizingly close. I mean, I don't know, how much they got on the kind of crazy play. Maybe that counted as a run. Anyways, it was really close. But yeah, we had a couple of things in coverage where we weren't very good. We busted a couple of coverages. Had a little bit too much air at times on guys. So yeah, I mean, it was a really good defensive performance, but there's plenty to continue to get better at.
Jayden, you got to play 4 quarters today, on the road too. How did it feel to play a full 60 after last couple weeks?
I mean, yeah, I felt great. Just going out there and competing with the guys out there that I was with, coaching staff, Coach Riley, does such a great job preparing us up all week. So,
Jayden, what do you think this does for the confidence of this team to be able to pull it out in the 4th quarter, where maybe last year you wouldn't have?
yeah, I mean, it's a great team win. We'll go watch the film and fix up what we need to fix up, and on to the next opponent.
Lincoln, this game felt a lot like the Maryland game last year until his interception. Can you maybe compare and contrast on the sideline the feelings of whether it was like that versus what it is this year now? When they get some momentum, it's kind of movement.
Yeah, I mean, it's still early enough. I mean, we handled it well tonight, and that's great. And I know that's, be the story, and I know it's you guys' job to compare and contrast, but it's just, we're just a different team. We're a different made-up team. We got a lot of different players. We got a lot of guys that return that are in a different place mentally, physically as players than they were at any point last year. And so it was a great first step. You got to go convert and do it. I did feel like we were in complete control of the game the entire time and never gave that up, and which I think was a really good first step.
What was the Purdue defense doing differently that was kind of stymieing the run game earlier in the game?
Yeah, now Barry and those guys do a good job, and they came in and did a few things different than what they had done on tape, and they were getting a lot of hats there to the run game, and that's we obviously got a few shots down the field, but they did a good job. We missed a couple things that we don't normally miss, and we had a lot of ankle tackles that it felt like we're getting ready to pop. So, got to continue to get better there.
Let's do one more.
It was just over 5 minutes and 51 seconds that you bled off in that fourth quarter at the end. How important was that Maiava and then Eli as well were able to get freed up?
It's important. It's important. I remember feeling like, at the previous place I worked at when we were at OU, I felt like we could do that all the time, and we were able to close out a lot of big wins, that way, especially on the road. So it was great to be able to do that with our guys, feel like we're going to pop one here at any second, and really control it. So cool to see that, and then the defense cap it off at the end.
Thank you, gentlemen.